Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a couple in Jackson County are facing charges after being accused of trying to sell their newborn twins. And the Kentucky Wildcats are in Pittsburgh as they get ready to embark on their NCAA Tournament journey. We'll have a live report coming up.
Plus, enjoy the dry weather because rain chances are not far away. Your first alert forecast coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts right now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
They are accused of trying to sell their newborn twin girls, but from jail, they say the claims are simply not true. The Jackson County mother and father are in jail accused of human trafficking charges, but they say police have the story all wrong. WYMT's Bill Pendleton spoke to the accused couple behind bars today and has more.
Zachary Davis says a relative was watching their newborn twins because he and his wife were remodeling their home.
I went out there every day, brought them money, food, diapers, formula, everything they needed. I seen my kids for a couple hours, went home, went back to work.
He says the part of selling the twin baby girls was the result of a joke that he didn't take seriously.
I talked to me a couple days ago and I was joking around. She said, "I'll give you $5 for your kids." I said, yeah, sure, I'll give you, yeah, sure, you can have my kids for $5, just playing jokingly around.
But police say they were contacted by a relative of Davis who told them the couple had agreed to sell the babies. They say they have screenshots and recorded conversations to back up the claims. But Davis and the girl's mother say that was never their intent.
I'm hopefully that they see the mess that's going on and we don't end up doing prison time for something that we didn't do.
According to the Sheriff's Department citation, Zachary Davis said that his relatives actually manipulated him into giving them permission to watch the twins. Davis says the kids are his life and part of the efforts to clean up his life.
I don't know, I'm just trying to get the word out there that this is all corrupt and I've had my kids stolen from me. This is really what it would come down to. They have took my kids from me.
I have 5 kids. If I'm selling kids, I wouldn't have 5. I've watched kids my entire life. I've had kids with me or near me my entire life. I've always been responsible for somebody's kids.
Police say social services took custody of the children to place them with others. In Jackson County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Both remain in jail under $10,000 bond and will be in court Monday to answer to the charges. A man is dead after a pickup truck fell on him in Knox County. The Richland Fire Department says they were called to a home on Valentine's Branch last night. The Knox County coroner says a 50-year-old man was working underneath a pickup when it fell off the jack and landed on him. He died at the scene. The man's name has not been released. A former Laurel County teacher was indicted on sexual abuse charges Friday. 31-year-old William Trevor Goodson is facing multiple charges related to a reported inappropriate relationship with a minor. According to the Laurel County School District, Goodson was a teacher and worked in the district's athletics department. According to CourtNet, Goodson was indicted on several charges, including unlawful transaction with a minor and rape. Also in Laurel County, a man is behind bars after police say he tried to get away from them. 35-year-old Jonathan Coots was arrested yesterday. It happened after police tried to perform a traffic stop on a motorcycle that had no registration plates on it. Coots drove off and went into a wooded area before ditching the motorcycle and taking off on foot. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. We continue to follow a case out of Wayne County, Kentucky, where one man died after a shooting and a Wayne County deputy was also injured. Police have not released the identities of those involved in the case. The shooting happened at a home on Carter's Dock Road. The Wayne County coroner says a man died following a standoff situation. Investigators say the deputy was serving papers when he was shot, and a vest likely saved his life. The possibility of being shot is a danger law enforcement officers face each and every day. FBI crime data shows that in February of 2024, 7 officers were killed. Firearms were used in 5 of those 7 incidents. In 2023, a national FOP report shows 8 officers were shot in Kentucky. That number is down from 16 officers shot in 2022. So far this year, 3 officers have been shot in Kentucky in the line of duty.
Well, the big story on this Wednesday, we are windy. Check out these current gusts, gusting to nearly 30 in Jackson, also in Hazard, gusting to 20 miles per hour over in Pikeville. And some more breezy weather is on the way as we go into your Wednesday evening. Up on first alert pinpoint Doppler for most of us, we are dry at this hour. Possibly a couple of sprinkles in Pulaski County, moving into Wayne County. But again, for most of us, we are dry right now. Also mild. Those current temperatures in the upper 50s to middle 60s in some areas, up to 64 in Manchester, 65 in Harlan County, and 61 over in Pikeville. So we are tracking some near to above average weather in some areas, and be sure to enjoy that because changes are on the way, all thanks to this cold front. Now, no moisture really with this system, but once this system passes, we are tracking some much colder air. We are not done with that freezing weather just yet. As we go into tonight, also as you wake up on Thursday, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s. One more dry day tomorrow, and rain chances are back by Friday. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Officials with Kentucky Lithium had the chance to provide information about a new lithium battery plant to Knott County community members during a public meeting earlier today. WYMT's Madison Carmouche has more from officials and some concerned Knott County citizens.
Knott County is working with companies like Kentucky Lithium to adjust the region's workforce.
And the reason we chose to bring the project to Knott County is because this region, this area, the eastern part of the United States, we feel have the hardest working ethic there is. Traditionally, mining coal was what we've all worked in, so processing lithium will be somewhat of what we would call a cakewalk.
Many folks were concerned with the possibility of hazardous materials impacting their food and water.
So what we're producing, a lot of people gets confused with lithium metal. It's actually a lithium concentrate that the flammability is 0, so there's no risk in flames or anything from the material we're producing.
Kentucky Lithium officials say its process of reverse osmosis will help the county with water supply issues they battle each year.
It would be a cleaner water that you would take back into your current water plants at a reduced cost and be able to further clean that at a reduced rate.
Community members also expressed concerns about possible carcinogens contaminating the region.
We are still evaluating that, but from the test that we have recently ran here in the last couple of months, we don't see any more carcinogens being released than any normal facility within the U.S.
Knott Countyans agree they just want to make sure everything is done correctly. In Knott County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials with Kentucky Lithium say that if everything goes according to plan, they will be fully operational within 36 months in the Kite community of Knott County. Well, we're just a little more than 24 hours away from Kentucky tipping off in the NCAA Tournament right here on WYMT. And WYMT's Armando Berry is in Pittsburgh, where the Cats are preparing, and joins us now live with our Big Blue coverage. Armando.
Hey, Steve. Here inside PPG Paints Arena, we've talked to the Kentucky Wildcats and Oakland ahead of their primetime matchup tomorrow night. And after getting to know this Golden Grizzlies squad UK set to face, this team has a lot of confidence about their chances in this game. Oakland has the experience to back it up as well with 5 games against Power 5 programs and a win over Xavier. This is not a game UK can really sleep on, and I'll let you know what Coach Cal thinks about this team later in sports. Steve?
All right, Armando, thank you very much. The Kentucky Wildcats are not the only team from the Commonwealth getting ready for their NCAA tournament journey. The Morehead State Eagles will get their run going tomorrow as well in the afternoon against Illinois. Eastern Kentucky native and Alice Lloyd alum Preston Spradlin talked to reporters earlier today. Spradlin says they are happy to be in the big dance and are hoping to pull an upset.
That's the expectation, right? That's the expectation when you step on that court, is to win every single game.
The Eagles are looking for their first tournament win since 2011. That year, you might remember, they made it all the way to the Sweet 16. Basketball is a generational family sport in the Bluegrass in many cases, and this morning was another example of that. Twin brothers rooted against each other in the boys' state tournament. For more, let's send it to WYMT's Audrey Hausberger, who's live in Lexington. Audrey.
Scott Castle and his twin brother Jeff Castle grew up loving and playing Magoffin County basketball. They were players together for the Hornets in the late 1980s, and while they never made it to Rupp Arena together as players, they were here together this morning, but rooting for opposing teams. Scott's nephew and Jeff's son, Carter Castle, is a star player for Perry Central.
Well, you know, we thought that when we played in high school in 1990, we thought we would be the team to break through and make it to a regional tournament for Coach Adams. Things didn't work out, so, you know, it just, I mean, I guess, you know, got in coaching and the boys basketball side of things at the right time, and things worked out. So I'm happy for both Carter and Magoffin County boys basketball.
I don't know if it's about, you know, my son against my brother, but it's for two great communities. You know, I grew up in Magoffin County. After graduating college, got a job in Perry County, and both communities have been great for me. And in my opinion, it couldn't happen to two greater communities. It's competition. One team's going to win, one team's going to lose. You know, it's better for me, you know, if my son wins. But at the same time, like I said, about two great communities. If Magoffin were to win, then I'll be down here Friday supporting them.
Well, Magoffin County did win, and we'll have highlights later in sports from that game. But with the Hornets win, Jeff will have to trade in that red and white Perry Central jacket for a maroon and white one on Friday. Steve?
All right, Audrey, thank you very much. Again, we'll have much more coverage from the boys' Sweet 16 just a little bit later in sports. And we also want to remind you once again about our NCAA Tournament bracket contest. It's called Basketball Mayhem. Just scan the QR code on your screen and submit your bracket for a chance to win an iPad sponsored by Appalachian Wireless, a big screen TV, and a Food City gift card. You can submit your bracket up to 15 minutes before the first game tomorrow. For contest rules and more, go to WYMT.com.
Well, some cooler conditions are on the way thanks to this cold front. The details on that next freeze coming up.